Hey everyone, I'm Joanie from the Yoga Chapel. Welcome. Today I'm going to guide you through some core exercises that you can either do on a chair or you can do on the floor. You'll need a couple of props. Obviously, if you're doing it from the chair, you'll need a chair or a mat, so if you're doing it on the floor. But you will need either a block or something heavy to resist against gravity. A foam block is great to start with. Cork block would take it up to the heaviness level. Or if you have neither of those things, you can make a block from two like-sized books. I'm going to show you how to do that quickly with some duct tape and some scissors. Taking two books that are approximately the same size. Remember, we're in COVID times, right? So we don't know how long that we might need this block for, so let's just make it so we have it on hand. Instead of ripping it with our teeth, which I would say that I would do all the time, I'm going to use scissors this time to resist that. Okay, so you're going to take a bit of strap, some duct tape, cut it, take your two books, try to keep them together as closely as you can.
What's that guy called? Green?
Huh?
What's that guy called?
Oh, Alan Green Show or something?
Yeah.
He always used duct tape?
Yeah.
Duct tape is literally
He'd be
the
so
best.
proud of you right now.
He would be so proud of me. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm trying to do is try to keep them together. Obviously, using a heavy book would be awesome, and if you have one that's the same size that you want, taping it close kind of keeps it from flopping apart. And so let's get it stripped. These are scissors to cut. Doesn't have to be fancy. You just want to kind of keep them together as close as you can. And loop it all the way around. Now we got a block, right? And you can add on to it as you get stronger. So you're using it just to resist gravity with. And also gives you opportunity to push against something, which is also really important. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to take this out of the way. We're going to start on our chair. And I'm going to use my new prop. When you come to the chair, come right to the top of the chair. It gives you this opportunity to really ground through the feet. So my knees are stacked over my heels. If I was all the way back, kind of lounging in the back of my chair, kind of using or losing the structure of my body, and I want to stay engaged in the core. Remember from our first video, if you haven't watched it from our YouTube channel, you want to course it in. So right away, we're going to feel the pelvic floor lift, and how we can do that is pushing through the feet. So you're finding the feet connected towards the earth, the sit bones grounded in towards the chair, shoulders down and back. So we're looking for a neutral spine. Coursing it in, meaning belly pulls towards the spine. What's wrong?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay. Should we start again?
No.
Let's move to the chair. Let's start there. Coming onto the chair, I'm going to bring my makeshift block with me. That's what I'm going to use for today. And instead of being all the way back in the chair, remember this is not a great or ideal position to course it in the body. We want alignment, so that we want to stay strong, and we want to engage the core. So coming forward into the top range of your chair allows the feet to lock down and create this 90-degree angle, knee stacked over heel. So similar if we were to stand, right, we're still in that hip to heel alignment. Finding the top range of your chair, sit and find the sit bones. The sit bones being the bony parts of the bum. And you're searching for that because it's kind of where you gauge how you lock in, right? So you're not leaning to one side or the other. You want to be kind of even through the pelvis. And that's kind of the goal here as we work on the abdominals. Taking your block or your makeshift block, bring your hands forward. You're going to bring the block in between the hands. You're going to try to push the hands together. So you start to activate and stabilize through the arms and the shoulder girdle. This is important as we start to lift the block away from the body. And then just hold it. Feet are planted, feet are rooted, shoulders down and back. And so if you notice that you're starting to shrug the shoulders up by the ears, slowly start to take it back. Pull the ribs in towards the spine. Keep pushing against the block. And this is your first set. You're going to count to 30 or set a timer, taking long breaths in and long breaths out. And the first 10 seconds are going to be like, Joanie, this is no big deal. But after that first 10 seconds, you'll start to find the muscles and the body start to get hot because the muscles have to keep you pushing and forcing against gravity. That's the key here. Belly pulls towards spine, find your breath, soften through the face. And coming into ujjayi, breath in through the nose, exhale through the nose. Keep pushing against the block, activating the outside of the arms. And there's your last range. Breath in for 2, 1. Slowly release back down towards the thighs. And you could give a roll out of the shoulders and relax the shoulders. That's your first set. Okay, first set, you can do 3 sets. Hold. It's kind of like when we're planking, and I'll show you that on the floor. You're holding, breathing, activating, pulling in, and keeping the mind, right, connected to the body the whole time. So moving into your second set, you're going to hold the block, lift the shoulders in line with the shoulders, push against the block, pull belly corset in towards the spine. Drive through the heels. So continuously moving through the body, taking a breath in, taking a longer breath out. Eyes pierce forward in the horizon line. Exhale out. Keep squeezing against the block, tips of the shoulder blades squeeze down in the back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly let that relax. Take a breath in, roll the shoulders all the way up. Exhale, let the shoulders release down. Do one more like that. Inhale, roll all the way up, up to your range of motion. Exhale, slowly let that release. Here's your second set, holding the block. Pull the block forward, slowly lift it up in line with the shoulders. Tips of the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the block together, push into the feet. Find the sit bones. Now connect deeper towards the breath. Full exhales out. Right to empty, 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 empty. You'll find the pelvic floor lift up. Smooth breath in. Exhale, right to empty. Smooth breath in. Exhale to empty. One more depth of your breath. Exhale all the way. Inhale first. Exhale, slowly lower the block to your legs. One more roll out. Roll the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down. Let's add on. Let's bring the block forward. The key here is not to roll or open the chest. We're going to try to keep it in line, ribs pull in towards spine, and that's the core, activated and staying stable. Lifting your block up. We're going to do it for 10 for the first one. Push against the feet. Take an inhale, lift the biceps by the ears or your range of motion. Exhale, lower down in line with the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep the ribs, keep the body stable, core stable. Inhale, lift. There's 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Keep squeezing the block. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale. Keep pulling through the sit bones into the feet. Here's 6. Exhale, lower. 7, lift. Exhale. 8, lift. Stay controlled. Exhale. Inhale, 9. Exhale, lower. Here's your last one. Hold at the top. Inhale. Find an exhale. One more breath. Inhale first. Exhale, slowly lower for 4, 3. Pass the shoulders, 2, all the way down to your thighs for 1. Take a long breath in. And an exhale, breath out. And what you might start to notice as it gets harder, as we reach those 10, those 8, 9, 10s of the range, the breath might shorten. And what you concentrate on the breath. Once we start to get fatigued, we get distorted in our body, right? Remember, it's quality over quantity. So if 5 solid movements up and down is what you can do for today, that is a check mark. And you move to 6 tomorrow, or you stay for 5 for a week, and you move the next week to 6. This is all about you and your range of motion. Okay, So that's one. You can do that 3 more times. Remember, we did the hold static position. You can hold at the top range statically for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you can move through your range of motion and do 3 sets. Take a nice pause and move through. Last one on the chair, and then we'll move to the floor so I can give you 2 options. Let's bring the feet a little closer together, toes together, heels slightly apart. So I'm going to use my knees and squeeze them together. If you had a foam block, you don't need it. It just gives you something to push against, right? So I'm squeezing in and internally rotating my legs so I can push through my feet. Again, you don't need the block. I'm going to show you without. Knees hug together, pelvic floor lifts up and in. Kind of squeeze the pelvic floor a little bit. I'm going to do those twists. So the key with the Russian twist, just as when we're coming onto the floor, we want to keep the eyes forward. Eyes will direct where the pelvis goes. We don't want the pelvis to twist with us. We want to get into the thoracic spine or the ribs. That's where this twist is really awesome, or this is where this core work is really awesome. Same basic setup, holding your makeshift block or your heavier block, bringing it down in front of your face. So shoulders in line, push against the feet. Eyes stay facing forward, so does the pelvis. Take a breath in. Exhale, move over towards the right. Notice how my ribs are rotating. I'm going to hold, drop for 2, 3. Lift, come back through center. Find a breath in. Exhale, over. Take an inhale, hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the right. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left, push into the right hip, hold, 2, 1, inhale, come back to center. One more set, move towards the right, hold, drop the left hip down, pushing through the feet, inhale, exhale, come back to center. Without using momentum, inhale, breath, exhale over to the left, hold, 3, 2, 1, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, slowly lower. Shake out the wrist. Shake out the chest, drop the head. You're going to do 2 more sets, right? So the same. You're going to do rounds of 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can move up to 12, right? So that would be 6 on one side to the other. Let's start to move down towards the floor. So those are 3 good rounds you can do, 3 good round sets. Ends up being about 15 minutes and working the core from a seated position. Coming down onto the floor, coming down into kind of a boat position, Navasana. I'll move this slightly out of the way. Okay. Remember, we're going to keep your toes down. There's always the option to come knees in line with the ankles or pulling into the full V position. One obviously is more challenging and more dynamic than the other. And you can always work up to those intensity levels. But for today, I'm going to show you with the toes down and the heels down. Same thing, so same kind of routine, holding from a static position. You can hold a block or not. Toes touching down, heels a little bit closer. The key is to notice the chest is wanting to lift towards the ceiling, right? We're not rounding in, not curving through the back, we're taking straight into the lumbar spine. We want to push and open the core. Internally rotate the legs in, fire everything up, push through the sit bones. If I'm using my block, I'm going to hold. Now push against my hands. Maybe I lift the toes to hover. Remember here and here, those are the options as you move into intensity. Dropping the toes down, pulling the shoulders down and back. And then concentrate on breath, especially the exhales. Exhales, you'll find the bottom range in the pelvic floor lift. Right, you're using the diaphragm. Take a breath in. Longer breaths out, right to empty. Smile if you can, breath in. Exhale to empty. And you're going to do this for 30 more seconds, or say 10 breaths, right, wherever you are. Maybe a timer is not available for you. And as you take a breath in, exhale, relax the breath. You can round slightly, drop the head, roll the shoulders down and back. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Try not to take too long of a pause before you go right into the second set. So your second set can be a hold. Remember, your hold can be any range of motion, maybe above the head, maybe in your full V position, Navasana position, You can also be here or toes down. You can move up. So that would be what I'd say is you do 2 and you do a third set on that one. Okay, moving into some range of motion, keeping the toes down. You're going to try not to rock back and forth on the sit bones. Ground them and lock them and anchor them to the floor. The same with the toes. Bringing the block. We're going to do a set of 10 together. Take an inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. My range of motion is through my shoulders. Exhale, lower. I'm trying to keep my core in as I breathe. Exhale, lower. Let's do it for 4. Lift. Exhale slowly. Push against the block or the books. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. There's 6. Lift. Exhale, lower. Shoulders down and back. Lift. Lower. And there's 8. Range of motion. Exhale. Remember quality over quantity. Lift. There's 9. Drop down, line the shoulders. Here's 10, hold. Maybe pick up the toes, tap the toes for 1. And the left toes, 2. And the right toes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tap for 10. Lower the block. Relax with the hip flexors and the low back if they took over. Sway back and forth. Okay. The last one, the obliques, into those Russian twists, right? Something that we do in kettlebell, which we'll be posting shortly, so do look out for that one. All right, so toes down or heels down. I prefer heels. It feels like I'm pushing against gas with my heels. Pulls up and in, keeps my legs active. Remember, the eyes stay forward. They're not moving with you. That is another twist. This twist, we're going to keep the eyes forward. Using my makeshift block, taking my hands forward. Remember, my hands are forward, heels are pushing down and away, shoulders down and back. Breath in. Exhale, pull over to the right. Hold for 2, 3. Lift slowly. Exhale towards the left. Keep pushing through the sit bones. Hold for 2, 3, come up to center. Exhale, over. 3, 2, 1. Through center. Exhale to the left for 3, 2, 1. Come through center. Exhale to the right. 3, 2, 1. Up through center. To the left. 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more set. Come through center. Exhale, lower. Keep the eyes forward. 2, 1. Through center. Through the ribs. Lower to the left. 2, 1. Come back to center. Breath in. Exhale. Relax. Relax your book. Maybe bring the soles of the feet together. Wrap the hands around the toes and flutter out the legs. Let me show you a quick twist to end the sequence. One you can do on the floor, but I'll show you one on the chair. Come back to our chair position, keeping the feet together. Still the hips are at the front of the mat. Right hand onto the hip, take the left arm over. Attach to the front or the outside of the right knees. Keeping the knees together, breath in. Exhale, find your rotation. Remember, right hip is pulling forward as you rotate the left rib around. Maybe you move the cervical spine, the chin pulls towards the right shoulder. You don't have to get there. Take a breath. Exhale is where you twist. Inhale, you come back to center. Let's come into the other side. On the exhale, you start to rotate through the ribs. Keeping the sit bones down, pushing through the feet. Take a breath in. Full emptying of the breath. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, relax. And a nice opportunity, I'm going to see if this book works, I'm not sure. You come all the way back through, dropping the book onto the back, maybe soles of the feet together, palms face open. Taking a nice pause, nice still point, closing the eyes, taking a couple of rounds of breath in and out through the nose. Settling down. Bringing the right hand and then left hand on top of the chest, bow gently to your body. And closing up the legs wherever you are. moving the block or the books away from her back. And just before we close, knowing after COVID time, these books are still in good shape. You might just have a little bit of duct tape on them. So cutting that open so that we know that we're not ruining books here. That's not my goal. We just have a nice memory, right? Books still available to be used. Just helps you contain if you don't have those blocks. But it's been a pleasure. Businesses of Stratford unite. This is an amazing time to get creative, and thank you for the opportunity. From Claire and I in the Yoga Chapel, namaste.
Namaste.